Hey, check this out, boys. Check this out, baby. We locked in for another episode of Really Speaking the Podcast. And today, man, I have like a guy like, you know, jack of all trades, master of all trades. Ain't no master of none. You know how people like jack of all trades, master of none? Man, I would say entrepreneur, businessman, philanthropist, just just the ultimate hustler, the man that was born and raised in my hometown that coined the phrase "the world is watching." And it's crazy, he's been saying this for over 2 decades, and right now I can attest to the world is watching, especially me. Without further ado, Devon D, what's up, boss?
What's going on? The world
How you
is
feeling,
watching.
man?
I can't complain. Expecting success.
Man, you know what's crazy? You have been saying that for a long time, but because a lot of people be like, man, where you come up with, hey, check this out, boss, from? And I tell them, where did that come from? Because that's been like your hashtag for so long.
Yeah.
Can you remember the first time you actually said it, and like who encouraged you to like, hey, that's you, stick with it, or like give me the origin of that? Because that's like, even when I be trying to describe people to you, when I'm at, I be like, the world is watching, dude. And they just automatically associate. No, for real, bro. When I call people and talk about you, when they be kind of stuck a little bit on the name, and I be like, the world is watching, they be like, oh, yeah. Bro been around for, like, they just get to running it down. So, give it to me.
World is watching came to me in a dream. I was in the studio. This is probably over 2.5 decades ago. I remember being in the studio and I must have fell asleep. And in that dream, it was like I was talking to God, really. And it was like, hey, no matter what you do in your life, God gonna see everything.
Dang.
And you gotta understand that the people that's walking around you, God said, those are my children. And if I can see it, guess what? They can too. And that's where we get intuition. That's where we get that feeling of when somebody owns something and you just kind of got that, your alarms get to going off. That's because God telling you, hey. So he told me, he said, Devon, just be a good person no matter, because you ain't out slicking nobody. You ain't gonna never out slick them. No matter if you think you got away with it today or tomorrow, man, God see everything. But I knew people didn't want to hear the word God, so I said, man, you know what? The world is watching. So that's how it came to me. It came to me in a dream, and it was like it's just stuck with me ever since. It was nothing like somebody was like, man, that's a good sound. Like, no, it was just like it just kept coming out my mouth. The world is watching. Be a good person. The world is watching. I mean, you know, when you come from where we come from, it's a lot of things that can kind of eat at you. You know what I'm saying? And it was some cats coming in my studio, man. Niggas are sweet. And, you know, I'm the least nigga they gonna expect.
Yeah.
So it was a lot of me checking myself, like, man, no, that shit gonna come back. I know it's a thing called karma, but there's good karma and there's bad karma.
For sure.
It's just what work you put in and which one gonna come back.
Wow. And you know it's crazy too. I'm glad that you were so self-aware and conscious to understand. Boy, if you would have put God as watching, you would have deterred so many people from it. Man, people so scared of religion back then and even now, like they don't want to hear that. So yeah, man, when I hear the world is watching, man, I damn near listen to that as like the first words, like how DJ Khaled be like, we the best. Like you know what I'm saying? It was like that monker. Like, and it's crazy too, because when I was younger, because I know you had, I didn't say it in the introduction, but you also had a connection in music. I remember, so I had a couple things I remember. I think I was able to ask you what happened to your one artist, MG.
MGZ.
Yeah.
Whoa,
MGZ.
you went back.
Yeah, I went back. Yeah. You know, MGZ, you know what I mean? I remember that was like one of your
MG, man.
Because you did a song with, he did a song with, I think it was Bill Martell and Kalini at the time.
Ooh, what's
happening?
happening?
What's
Good?
Yeah.
Where you from? Represent your
hood.
Yeah.
So you know, I remember that. And I just always wonder, like, man, how you been? What's the, yeah, man, we go back. Look, you got it. You gonna play her. You got it fast. Hey, this is not scripted or nothing. Like, I got the questions. He got the answers. What?
Shit, receipts, like they call it, right?
You pulled that quick though.
They call that receipts,
Yeah,
right?
you got the
MG,
receipt.
man, MG, man. We went to went to high school together. We went to middle school together. No, we went to middle school together. We went to Burroughs, and man, I saw a talent inside of MG, man, and I started bringing everybody to my mom's house on Atkinson, and when I first developed 3D entertainment. He was like one of my first. He was my second come out artist. My first was E-Dog, Unique, and then he was my second. And he just had a energy about him that was like a DMX kind of.
Yeah.
He would challenge anybody. We was going to college campuses, Whitewater. We was going to tearing up campuses with him. And man, we had a hit single on the radio called Blah Blah Blah. And actually, I was on that record. And man, we just had so much traction, and then my boy went out to Michigan. He ended up moving out to Michigan, and man, trying to bust a lick with a white boy, and end up going in there trying to hit a lick, end up killing another white boy. And this is in Timbuktu, Michigan. So, man, they gave him life.
Damn.
Gave my boy life, man. So
Man.
shout out to my boy MG.
MG.
Ton of talent. They say gone too soon. But even though my boy ain't dead or nothing, he definitely gone too soon because he had a lot to give us.
Damn, that was it. That was a while ago. Because I remember, man, you done had so many studios. I remember you had one that was in the basement of the 618.
Yeah.
If I'm sure, was it another one on, was it 64th and National?
62nd and Greenfield.
62nd and Greenfield.
Yeah.
What you had across the street from Bouchard's.
Yeah, 78th and Capitol.
Yeah, I'm talking about, bro.
91st and Silver Spring.
Yeah, 91st and Silver Spring. Like, you been around. Listen, you know what I remember the most, but a lot of people, because, a lot of people don't know I did music too, but, Soulja Boy always say, I'm first to did. But I believe, now I can stand to be corrected, but I believe you was the first person that introduced them backpack
stand on that.
I think you
all
was the
that
first person.
Everything
I think
marketing that's happening right now.
Person to ever do the backpack.
Yes, I am. I was. Again, what happened was this is what I saw, man, and I was always like that bridge between corporate and the hood.
What year was that?
That was 2000.
Because you remember the backpack with the big billboard on it.
It was like 08.
Oh wait, okay.
2008. I was promoting Q. I had my kids wearing them at the lake with them.
Yeah.
But this is what I would see. This is what I was thinking. I was always going to like different conferences, and I had the opportunity because I had the $1 million studio on Greenfield.
Okay.
I had the opportunity to work with like 5 white boys who went to the best colleges in the world, like in the country, I should say. And I was able to sit up under these guys for 10 to 15 years. So I'm getting all this.
Yeah.
Man, I'm graphic animation. That's why, again, I'm a professional audio engineer. I can run an entire theater by myself. You know what I'm saying? From billboard promotions, marketing, sound, lighting, tech, to the artist development, to all that. You know what I mean? Because, I had my first deal when I was like 19, man, when we was going out to New York. So, yeah, man, my music roots is real deep. And that's how it all started, man. It started off with music.
So when you did music, now when you say you do music, did you produce music, write music, rap? Like,
I started off producing. I was a producer, and I'm the one. I was starting off with the producer tags. That's when the world is watching. Because again, it was like as a producer.
Oh, you used to put World is Watching on?
What? I was the first one. My artists didn't like me doing it. They was like, man, we don't want the record label all on the record. And I'm like, man, but how the hell they gonna know about the fucking producers?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We producing all these beats, but all you know is the artist. And the artist ain't telling nobody, or this is what happened as a producer. You'll put out all these beats, ain't nobody put out no album. So then you'll made all these beats for nothing. Like,
damn.
You know what I'm saying? They don't know who did them. Nothing. So I started the producer tags. I'm like, nah. You know what I'm saying? Outside the artist, man, I want them to know that where they was at or who they was with. You know what I mean? So that's when I started putting the producer tags. But yeah, I produced, man, for everybody. I mean, a lot of the homies, big homies. It was my little homies.
So give me a couple
Oof.
a couple records that's notable that people be like, oh, I remember that record that you had a placement in.
Wow. Ray Rizzy. I started
Which
off with him actually.
which one of his big records or records that we remember?
Oh man, I'm jacking. I shot the video and
hold on,
everything. I'm jacking.
So you did the beats?
I didn't do the beat. I shot the video and
You shot
produced.
the
I'm
video,
jacking, and I recorded. I'm jacking. Yup.
Okay.
I didn't. Rail did the beat.
Okay, Rail did the beat for I'm jacking.
Yeah.
But
I shot the video. I shot the video. Actually, I wasn't managing Rizzy. Again, I was just like his advisor. So a lot of that stuff he was doing, even with Jeezy and all that. Yeah. Man, like cats came to me when it was time to go to the big league.
Dang, he talking about I'm happening.
Yeah, man. Rizzy's first song was called No Problems. I was finna put Rizzy and Niti together. They was kids when they came to my studio. I was finna make Ray Rizzy and Ray Niti a group. And they had the first song called No Problems. Yeah.
Wow. So they actually got a record together called No Problems.
Yeah, ask them about it.
This some history.
You don't really want no problems in this bitch. Man, it's going crazy. Ray Rizzy, Ray Niti. It was the first record they did. It was probably back in 2006.
Damn, I did not know that.
Nitty came to me I had Sincere. You remember Sincere?
Yeah, you know I know Sincere.
Sincere, I got him out of the community center of COA. He ended up coming when I had the MGs. I seen Sincere in the gym of COA dancing and singing. I'm like, who is this young dude? Ended up taking him home with me. Didn't know that he really didn't have a place to stay because he was a foster kid and he was getting beat by
Pause. Good. I hear you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Took him home with you.
I forgot where we at.
Thank you. Right. Took him pause. Pause.
But he talked about it, but he did have a situation where, he wasn't being treated right with his foster parents, so he was living with me. And Sincere we end up bringing in another manager actually a white dude named Bruce brought Nitty into my studio. Nitty was a poet. He wasn't even a rapper. He was a poet. Okay. And then we end up trading artists. So he ended up getting Sincere, and I ended up getting Nitty. And then I ended up, managing Nitty for 9 years, and it was history. And then again, they both went on a world tour. They both went 17 countries overseas.
Nitty and
I took Nitty. I took Sincere, Doc B, El Uzar, Evan Christian.
Damn.
And the name of the tour was the World Is Watching Tour.
Wow. What year was this? This was
2012, 11, 12. We was all on all 5 stations. They interviewed us before they wouldn't disclose.
It was going down. Okay.
Yeah, it was down. Yeah, we got picked up by the UAE, AFE, Armed Forces Entertainment.
Okay, you gave a lot of information, but one thing I do want to say, I want to get back to the original, the tags.
Yeah.
See, back then, I found out that labels and radio stations was clipping the tags off of the beats. Mm-hmm. I remember David Banner, he got an interview right now out on Club Shay Shay, where he was talking about how T.I. called up to Hot 107 and said, hey, man, leave David Banner on the beginning of his records, man. Let that man eat. And David Banner said that's the reason he a millionaire.
Wow.
And,
yeah, I think that.
And another reason why, like, in the South, it was bad for producers, obviously, everywhere, basically, because they didn't want to, they took so much credit from that. And it's one in particular producers that I know for a fact don't have the notoriety they deserve, and that's Beats by the Pound.
Oh, yeah.
Like, can't nobody put a face with them. They don't know who, like, they was a part of some legendary No Limit. And, man, they can walk past you today, you wouldn't know who they is.
Neither one of them. None of them.
They to me, they the one of the most, they the number one that deserve, like, they flowers.
Beats by the Pound.
Man.
I remember Beats by the Pound.
They produced a lot of records. And for you to have Ray Nitty for 9 years, the question I would want to ask you is, what most people would always want to know is that how come it was so hard to get out the shadow of Bow? Because if you know Ray Nitty, but for the listeners, they don't know Ray Nitty used to be like battle rap, East Coast spitter.
You almost answering the question. How it was hard for him to get, because Nitty was really, that's my brother. But he was going through something because we used to try to, because, you know, when I first met his mom and them, they, you know, they from St. Thomas. They didn't even speak English. His mom was speaking full patois, like, you know what I mean? He would literally have to turn into a whole nother person just communicating with his mom. And at that time, I'm like, bro, that's your uniqueness. Mm-hmm. Bro, you can spit, but you from somewhere else, and no one has ever incorporated that like that. You know what I mean? So until you started hearing, you know, Wyclef when they started, but I'm like, bro, there ain't nobody infusing that. That's you. That's who you are. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And we used to try to get, he would like run from it. Mm. So when Bow came out, I suggested that he sell it. I'm like,
yeah, because I think they offered him. Didn't he get an offer on that?
He got, well, at this time it was again where we started parting ways. When Bow hit again,
okay.
We started parting ways, but he had a lot of offers, and really what a lot of people didn't know is I had a contract on Niti that I never threw in the mix because I never wanted to get in the way of his success. But I had a literal contract that
you didn't want to enforce.
Heck no. That's again, we supported him. You know, we supplied him with all the posters and everything because again, we just wanted to see him successful. And we was across the street from Questions, man. It was just us and a group of guys who would just meet over there and just, you know, we had band members. We had Niti was the rapper. Again, I'm doing a little bit of everything, and you know, it was just a brotherhood that we had. So, you know, again, I just tore it up because again, I didn't want to get in the way of what he wanted. You know what I mean?
And that's what's up, though. Because I ain't gonna lie to you. You know, Niti used to come through the hood and hook all our cable up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, Niti was my boy. Like, he don't even know. Like, he done plugged us so many times in our hood. Like, he used to come through, plug us. Hey, bro, give me. I used to be like, man, this is my boy. Like, and I just like, I remember like that record was so big to where I remember the first time anybody heard, even when Tony Neal first got a hold of that record. Man, that record was so big. And like I see some of the recreations on TikTok of the record. But now that kind of makes sense though that you wasn't around that record because it was rumored Tony Neal was saying how that he missed so much money in the beginning because he had the paperwork together. And you understand in business in Milwaukee, you can test to this. Because I don't want none of the new artists to feel no type of way, but even us old rappers, Milwaukee always been talented, but we never understood business. And what I mean by that is registering your beats, registering your music, ASCAP. Back then it was SoundScan, CD Baby, all these different channels. Yeah. And it's like a lot of people just put a beat on, go to the studio, rap, and do nothing illegal with no legal paperwork to it, and the song end up taking off. And it's like back then, I feel like a lot of artists just miss so much money. Man, how important it is for today for the kids that's doing like Big Frank went through something. I interviewed him where with Backpack. Backpack wasn't, you know, his record. And I'm talking about it got so big to where people couldn't even connect him to it. And he was just to where he was smart when he released this new record that everybody like called Eat Her Up. He took care of the business because a lot of these kids, you know, find a beat on YouTube, like how to sound, download it, go to the studio. So man, how important it is now in the climate of the music scene for like people to take care of the business.
Oh man, super important. Again, once you stop doing it for fun and you start saying I want to make a living off of it, time to change everything. You ain't doing it for fun. It's not a hobby. This becomes a business, and you gotta treat it like a business. And a lot of people, and that's why if you ever talk to execs, they don't ever want to talk to the artist because the artist is too connected. Their feelings and their emotions are too attached to it, so they can't make a business decision. So that's why they always want to talk. Give me your manager. Give me somebody else who's not as close attached to art. You know what I'm saying? Because as an artist, this is your art. And sometimes it's all the fuck I got, bro. My music is all I got. This is my story. This is my pain, my laughter, this everything. And it's hard for a person who created that art to just hand it over or just to kind of disconnect with that. A person who can see it from the outside, they can make business decisions. again, they can understand because they're not that heart connected to it. So that's one of the things that as an artist, when you decide to say I want to get into the music business, then it ain't personal no more. You gotta understand how to make business moves, how to understand brand alignment, how to understand what I was pushing back in the day, man, and I got a lot of flack for it. I never got really I was going independent a long time ago. I told them, independent. I remember I owned my own CD manufacturing company. I bought my own tour buses. I used to go pick up Tony Hill with my tour bus. Like, I was showing them like, no, let's go independent. We don't need a label. We don't, let's stop going and begging the slave master to be a slave. Like, what we doing? No, let's go ahead and start establishing corporations. We got all the pieces. We got the biggest DJs, Tony Mills. We got the biggest artists, the Cuckoos, and we got the biggest producers. All of us just need to come together. That's it. Steve O's. We got the biggest. People. Man, I remember getting my first deal at Sony Records in New York. Bro, I'm only like 19 years old. I got all my artists. MG. I took them all to New York. I'm using my rent money to take these cats to New York. They ain't never been on a plane. Take them out there, bro. Then we had to split a Whopper 6 ways, nigga. That's what we eat, nigga. It's my budget, nigga. I had to split a Whopper 6 ways, and when we eating off this Whopper, we had to walk 40 blocks just to get to the Sony building, to get upstairs to this, and for this dude to look at me and be like, "Hey, from what? They know every one of our records, nigga. I'm so happy at this moment." And he says at the end of this, "Hey man, go back to Milwaukee, holla at my boy Steve up." I flew all the way to New York for you to come out and nigga, I know on North Avenue. Damn. But it just let me know the power of what they was doing too. You know what I mean? Because again, Steve-O understood a whole different side of the business that we didn't. You know what I'm saying? He understood numbers. He understood what the labels was looking for. I mean, I was designing and pressing all the little barbecues and meal moves and all that. I had all that. You know what I'm saying? So I was pressing all that. I was pressing the posters, I was pressing the CDs, I was doing all that.
Man, you got a lot of history with music, man. I didn't know all this. I didn't. It's hard for me, right? So I want you to give me some understanding. What I mean by that is the rise and fall of Cuckoo was really like.
Shout out to.
What I was saying about Cuckoo, like, was it anybody trying to like really step in and help him during the struggles when he was doing the drug addiction?
Oh hell yeah! And like I said, I got remember we all joke about to this day, man. But at this time, this was after projects, and man, shout out to my boy Harry Glenberg. Harry Glenberg had came to the table, man, and he had teamed up with us, and he said, man, we got an unlimited budget. He said, our budget is unlimited. So, man, we started producing this record. I actually recorded the entire mixtape. We had hired some DJs from Chicago. They was flying in, coming in, and I was recording. And then, as soon as we got done with the entire project, bro, Cuckoo came in there, man, one day, and he said he was hot. And he took the hard drive, nigga, that we just finished. Stumped. Cuckoo, I swear to God, bro. We laugh about this because my boy, my partner, my boy, Devon, he was in jail a lot of the time, all that time when he was in my projects, but he was really the dude, he was really the brains behind this whole operation, but he was gone for 13 years. So he get out, and that's when we started rebuilding 007, we on 60th and North, and we just do this whole deal with Harry, and he stumps the hard drive. And he gone, and this was his main thing, because it's crazy you said that. He was mad, because he was like, it was the niggas around him giving it to him. So he jacked, and he was like, I'm supposed to be getting off this shit, but it's the niggas around me who giving it to me. And he's stumping the whole hard drive, bro, while he doing it. He's stumping, and like, we ain't getting none of that music off of that. Like, we just spent a whole bunch of time and money behind this project, and he's sitting there stumping it, bro. And my homeboy had to kind of like embrace it and like, man, it wasn't, I was gone. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And you know, if you want that help, then we'll get you whatever help you want. And, you know, I mean, he had a lot of love around him, and sometimes, you know, that drug can be more powerful. You know, especially once it gets you. You know what I mean? Like, I can definitely contest my, you know, my pops played with that for a while. You know what I'm saying? Like, he told me, like, you know, he was actually having a conversation with my wife, and he was like,
Stumped the hard drive,
man, so he stumped the whole hard drive, bro, and he was gone, and he was just mad because the people around him, he was like, was feeding. And he was like, man, he was just, man, he was, and then again, you got, you know, people, you know, they wrap their arms around him and extended their support to him, but sometimes that drug is more powerful than the love that you get, you know what I mean? And sometimes, you know, it just takes some time for him to get, you know, get through that, but man, he always been on that fight. He never gave up that fight. He never subdued and just gave up and said, fuck it. He never just allowed public opinion or what people were saying. He never allowed that. And, you know what I'm saying? Shit, look at him, man.
Yeah, I seen him back. I seen him out there in Vegas. I seen him he was at Tweezy birthday party back in December. He was there with his name Godzilla.
Yeah, Zilla's my boy, man.
Godzilla. Yeah, he been definitely shaking back. He like, get at me for them features, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, that's because you know, I remember when I was young, I remember that Disturbed album came out.
Yeah.
And mental thoughts keep running through my head, got me disturbed.
Yeah.
They say I'm mentally disturbed.
Man, we got so much music that we got that we never released from Cuckoo, bro. Man,
You know my favorite song is everybody. I know people know projects, but you can't be a Cuckoo Cow fan if you don't know. Man, I'm tired of being sick and tired. The Remy and the Henny got a motherfucker vibe. Don't blend on niggas plenty, you can keep a nigga wide. I'm tired of being sick and tired of being sick and tired of being. I was raised around some kids. What we did back. Niggas been standing when we roll deep. Whole G with the gold fleet, snatching niggas hoes, trying to hold me.
Hey, you know what would be surprising if Cuckoo ever showed you? You know what this nigga is cold at?
What?
Get that nigga Technique 1200s. Give Cuckoo 2 Technique 1200s. Watch that boy go to work.
Yeah, that's my boy.
He can scratch, bro. He's a DJ. I ain't know he was that tough.
Man, listen. To this day, I never forget what happened to this song. Speaking of hard drive, they ended up losing the song. I recorded it. It had Cuckoo and Drew on it. I never forget it. Now, don't get me wrong. When I brought Cuckoo from the studio, I had to buy that nigga a pack of cigarettes and he changed for 15 minutes. He blowing them motherfucking cigarettes. I go pick him up off of 22nd, right there in the crib. He going that motherfucker, he listen to the beat. And he going there like, you niggas represent my city wrong. Y'all ought to be ashamed. Flossing in a brand new range. You niggas hopeless, foolish, sometimes stupid. Backing up nigga with lyrics and beats, nigga, sometimes music. I'm like, this nigga was done in like 15 minutes. Then Drew coming that motherfucker. Anybody did a record with Drew left-handed.
Man.
Drew coming that motherfucker.
That's the most magic I've ever seen somebody record.
Bro.
I recorded some Drew record, bro. That's like
that nigga, and he do like triple.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, because he come in the studio, he be like, shout out to Baby Drew, bro. I recorded him. This is at the studio, was talking about it on 618. He come down here, he be like, and then like you push record, but he can ball.
Yeah, you like.
Okay, all right. You ready? All right, you want to do that over? Keep that.
Keep that. Hey.
Go over top of that. Dr. Gary, like my daughter, like my father. This shit just started coming together. The more he started, man, it's like the magic. It's like magic how he record though. It ain't like no trip out. It's like magic how he put his shit together.
Do you think I was alone in this? When I was young, bro, I thought Drew was from the South.
Yeah, man, but the South really didn't mess with Drew. He was from the Shy. He was shying up. The South really didn't mess with Drew.
Even having a album or a group or a country one thing?
Bro, they did not mess with you in the South.
Okay, give me the story behind that.
I mean, I just know one, man. I mean, it was probably some pockets, but the South couldn't embrace. They used to call him Baby Boo. They didn't call him Baby Drew. They called him Baby Boo. I swear to God, bro. And we like, nigga, what y'all talking about? This nigga cold. This even after the whole thing, you know? They just couldn't get with our, you know what I'm saying? But the South really didn't embrace him like that. I mean, like I said, he had some blood on it, but they just couldn't get with. I don't know why. I don't feel that way.
Right, yeah.
That shit, nigga, you throwing gold fingers, nigga. Nigga, what? They just don't. But it's, you know, when they see you, it's that north, you know, up north flavor, bro. They ain't gonna get that shit. They just in us, bro.
He definitely had that. He got that. Niggas bankrolled and piled up. Niggas want to clown us. He got that. Me and Cuckoo cow, give me walking something to be proud of.
Man, he's got that.
That's my
flavor, bro. That's magic. Shit, you can't duplicate. You can't copy that. That's signature, and that's art, bro. That's forever be with them.
You know what's funny is like back then, you know, it was Cuckoo, Drew, Mr. Do It to Death, and all of them job. But it seemed like
Young Neek, nigga.
It seemed like Young Neek for sure. But it's like in my mind, this is how I feel. He maybe wasn't the best rapper, but he definitely was a hustling bad motherfucker, and that was OG Tweezy.
Oh, of course, man. First, Tweezy is for me, was like one of the first to see do it on a level, on the independent level how he was doing.
Yeah.
That Trump type shit when he had the billboards and everything. Mm-hmm. Ain't nobody do it like Tweezy, bro. He was the first one I seen do that. Like, fuck, I mean, no, yeah, we can't recite one Tweezy record.
Yeah.
But, you know what I'm saying?
I'm a fan, but yeah,
like, you know what I'm saying?
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, for sure. But like the way he put a stamp on the game, bro.
Yeah.
I used to be at Tweezy at the candy shop on 26 with him all the time. Tweezy tell you like I was in spaces people didn't think I would be. You know what I mean? Like
I ain't gonna lie, you was though.
But my people, man.
You've been around musically for so long, bro. It's just I be wanting to give you your flowers, let people know, like, bro, you monkered a lot of things and you stamped a lot of things. Like I was talking to my guy the other day when we was talking about the backpacks, and I remember I came with the yard signs. You know what I'm saying? I had an album called Presidents of Swag, and I remember I got yard signs, and I was putting them in, putting them everywhere. Fond du Lac, people was stealing them, taking them. I went to shout out to Mario Dixon. I'll never forget it. Like that nigga charged me $9 a yard sign. I bought like 100 of them motherfuckers, and I was putting them everywhere. I put my album cover on church fans. Used to go in the club. Fanning myself, passing them out. It was just like, but I seen all this marketing from y'all backpacks. I seen Ronnie Bo, his grind. Grind Now Shine Later campaign. Man, that boy had billboards everywhere, all through the city. He had him going against Jay-Z for his album, dropping on the same day, 9/11. Man, I remember all that, man. Just watching that, man. So to see,
just was able to see how the corporate people do it, and I said, okay, they might got a picture of a Coke can or whatever they put the product is. I said, why can't that be a picture of a nigga or one of us? So that's why when I started taking those banners, backpack banners and all that, I used to see them at trade shows for corporate companies. Like, nigga, all we got to do is design and put a person on that, stand that up in the store, stand that up in the, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it just brought the different level to the marketing. But shout out to my boy KB.
KB Playmaker, the Playmaker.
Yeah, the Playmaker, my boy, man. He the one actually learned the game. He, give me my flowers all the time because, he was learning up under me. And I was bringing this shit to the game. And, he be all the time. He's like, D, I learned this shit from you. And he took it to the stratosphere now. So
okay. So now, speaking of that, right. So I also wanted to ask y'all, because I remember when y'all had Q, right?
Yeah.
Shout out to Q. He was the first person from Milwaukee that made it to 106&PARK BET. Now, it was.
I'll tell you how that happened too.
Hold on, I'm gonna tell you it was rumored that you had a relationship with an intern that was at BET, not like sexual, but you knew the intern, right? That was there. That was one of the rumors, and then there was another one where it was like shit about you just ran across an email or some shit because they had a bullying campaign. Because at the time, remember the bullying campaign was like. I think BET was running that. Yeah. And then when Q, I don't know if Q had the song before y'all knew about the campaign or when y'all knew about the campaign.
Oh, yeah.
But kind of give me that backstory.
For sure.
about Q making it to 106 and Park?
I got Q. When I picked up Q, was because I was mad at Niti. Be honest. That's
okay,
100.
that's real.
No, straight up.
That's 100.
Because again, when you putting all your energy and shit behind an artist, bro, all the people see is the artist.
Yeah, they don't see.
They don't see you. So then when the artists run off, you kind of feel like, nigga, you run off with my bag too, because nigga, I was putting my chips on you.
Okay.
So then you start questioning, like, nigga, did I really do it? Did I really have something to do with helping this person become who they are? So I said, you know what? I met Q on the bus, bro, on the Fond du Lac bus, and I said, you know what? I'm gonna take a young cat, and I wanted them young because when cats start getting, grown 18, 19, even though you might have took them all the way here, now they finna start telling you what to do. So I said, I want to get a kid that can't tell me what to do because he don't know nothing,
right?
Who will just allow me to take his career, and just I want to see how far I could take it.
Right.
And I was able to get Q. When I got Q, I was able to get him on 106&PARK in 11 months. It only took me from grabbing him to promoting him to getting him on the world platform in only less than a year.
So it was you. So when
KB.
you got him, how did you?
So yeah, I'm gonna give you.
So how did you, KB and Trey G all together collectively?
So I called KB.
Pushed all them.
I called KB because I'm like, I got tired of really doing it by myself, and I'm like, man, somebody who know the game. So I called KB. KB jumped on.
Okay.
How we get Trey G, bro, is so funny because we didn't know Trey G was the diss master.
Okay. Yeah.
So we didn't know he was the diss master. So we just noticed like the diss master only loved Q. So every time the diss master talk about Q, we like, man, this nigga love Q. He dissing the whole city, but this nigga like Q. We didn't know who the diss master was. This nigga just started coming by, bro, and just started promoting. I get that light.
Yeah.
He just started coming by promoting, and I'm like, this nigga, we had to pay him, we had to beg him, and he just started helping. So I was like, fuck that, man, let him, nigga, and I put Trey G on his first plane flight. You know what I'm saying? His first airplane flight. So when I see him doing everything he doing, even Destiny Land, it made me proud because that's why I had him around. I wanted them niggas to soak up the game so that they could spread this out some more.
I'm listening. Go ahead.
But what can't keep running away is KB actually got a call from some of his people. Shout out to Stan Shepard, and they was talking about how the bullying was going real crazy, right? They was talking about bullying is taking over the for us in the hood, like bullying, nigga, you just got your ass whooped. This ain't bullying. So for us it wasn't that serious, but we like. Okay. So they send me some words, they send me a beat, and they send me a James Brown sample. No bullshit. And it was like, can y'all make a bullying record with these elements? Okay. So KB gave it to me, but I ain't used none of that shit. He was hot at me for the next. I'm literally like, because I took them niggas I took Q in the studio and I took my assistant Patrice, and I just had this melody in my head. I'm a producer, so I'm like, I took him in the studio in the middle of the night and I produced it. We had to turn it in the morning. So I took them in the middle of the night. I told my assistant, I said, just let me use you as an instrument. Just let me use your voice as an instrument. Q wrote the record. Nigga, I had to produce because I had kind of was out of producing, but I was like, I'm going to jump back in because I didn't have time to find nobody because I had to turn this in the morning. Nigga, I made the beat. Q wrote the words. My assistant sung the hook. Nigga, I turned it in the next morning to KB. KB and they was mad at me, dog, because they was like, call me renegade. They're like, man, why you can't just do what we need to do so we can get through the door and then you get to go and do you. I'm like, nigga, I want to come in the door doing me. Like, I don't want to come in the door, oh, we got this from LA because again, it was bigger than just the record. I wanted to show Milwaukee that our talent was good enough to go worldwide. That was the bigger meaning behind the whole record. So when we shot the video, nigga, I just took my boy Adam and we went down to Miller Park. We shot the video and everything. And I wanted to show even the videographers, the producers, the rappers that nigga, every element is from Milwaukee, can make it. So when KB had to turn it in the next morning, we was nervous because we didn't know what they was gonna come back. Like, nigga, I ain't used none of the shit we gave. Like, what the fuck is this? You know what I'm saying? Nigga, they called back in less than 2 minutes. Was like, nigga, this is it. So I'm like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like,
Feel good to be right.
Man, and then we just started getting calls from Billboard magazine. We started getting calls from Ebony and Jet, all organically. We got a call from all the record labels, and again, it was again. Remember, I was telling you, I was trying to show niggas how to go independent. Nigga, we on 106 and Park with no deal, no management, no major PR, no nothing. Nigga, we on the. We ain't just here for Talent Tuesday. Nigga, we on the countdown. You know what I mean? Like, this ain't just Freestyle Friday, nigga. We on the countdown. And then it was really dope because we came the day behind Jacob Latimore.
And I remember, see, this is what I remember about that. Being a young dude. Here go this kid named Q get up here. And everybody in Milwaukee, they like vote for this kid. But at the time, we had more familiarity with Jacob. Because remember, it was he ended up, I think he ended up getting the votes, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, he was just the day before, so he was on there too.
He was on there too. I remember that. That's crazy. But it was one thing I also wanted to ask y'all that I never asked y'all. And just hear me out. Follow me before you answer. Just let me give you some context of what I'm saying. Do y'all feel that with Q that y'all missed a step? And let me explain what I mean by that. When I say missed a step, meaning the groundwork that y'all didn't do and shot him straight up there, which at the time, listening back to it in hindsight, that was an opportunity, a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity just to have that opportunity for the Bully campaign. But it was so many of us that had no familiarity with him in the market, because back then it was more like, your city had to know you for labels to even have that peak interest in you. Mm-hmm. So like doing the groundwork back then, it was the Timbuktus, it was the open mics, like, do y'all feel, looking back on that y'all missed a step?
Hell no. We shut all that down.
Okay.
Timbuktu's, quarters.
Was that after the
book or before? This was on the rise. And that's why I think people really like respected Q, because nigga, I was getting Q in the club at 16. I wouldn't let him do team clubs.
I remember that. I remember that.
My whole plan for Q.
I wasn't going to say that. I was going to let you
say that. But I didn't want to, again, I'm a marketer and I understand the future of where we going. Yeah. I didn't want to bow wow him. So if I have him coming out with the kids, he only gonna be a kid, so when he start talking tough, you ain't gonna respect it, because you're gonna be like, nigga, bounce with me. No, I wanted Q to talk from what he come from and what he
did. Okay.
And then cool. This was the problem, that I couldn't get no support. Everybody in Milwaukee down me, from T Nils, everybody, bro. They told me to my face, and that's why we got T Nils. Man, we don't want to see no little black rapping boy. We don't want to see no nigga that young cussing like that. But then when he came down here, he bring Lil Mouse. To
Lil Mouse from Chicago, right?
Yeah. And he younger than Q.
Yeah.
And you bring him, but you couldn't get nobody behind what we have done. Me, KB, Trey G, what we have done organically out this. All we needed was some like the Tony Neals, like the other people who had that industry knowledge, who could have just took us to the next level. You know what I'm saying? Yes, I got him here. But who can help us take them here now?
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? They only looked at it as like we was competing, and it's like, nah, bro, we needed some help. We wasn't competing; we was trying to collaborate.
Yeah, nah, for sure. And I'm thinking too, when I'm thinking about Q, all they had. That was one of the things I always used to think, and I wanted to know. But also something interesting that I always wanted to ask you about Q, because. Like, follow me. Let me explain what I'm saying. Is that it was so many things, circulating about Q. A lot of them was positive. It wasn't no negative shit. But one thing that kind of had us kind of like wondering, because back then we was coming up in our music days. It was all Illuminati. It was this and that. Like, it was rumored that Q changed his name to CEO Youngin, because his image and likeness was taken from the label 3D, that he was signed to, and he had to change his name. But me personally, after doing some research, that was around the time LinkedIn started. And remember when LinkedIn started, it was another artist named Q. All this is true, right?
Yeah.
So let me tell you, I did some research. So I was like, back then, that was a misconception. Like we didn't know which Q. We didn't know which Q, and we was told
we was getting calls for Q for the other Q.
Yeah.
And they thinking our Q is that Q. And the only thing that made that Q bigger because he was backed by Luda.
And that's the reason the name changed.
But they want no.
So that was the reason. So that's what I want to know. What was the reason?
That was the reason for the name change. That again, the partner, and we had a partner labels, Tone Struck out of LA. They wanted to change the name. I wanted to go to war.
Okay.
I ain't want to know the name. Fuck that. Let's go to war. Whoever gonna out is gonna be whoever outlasts who. OG Bobby Johnson was a in and it was out.
Wow.
All we had to do was keep pushing. You would have beat past that. Q was in and out, even with that big of a backing that he had behind him. So I wanted to go to war. They wanted to bow out, and that's why they kept saying they took it to TYC, the young CEO. And I'm like, man, heck no, TYC. I'm like, no. I'm like, let's go to war. Let's go. We hit 106 first. Yep. We independent. We had just got off tour with Tech 9, E40, J-Rock, and Glasses Malone. We just did a tour with them.
Damn.
Independently. Why are we changing names? We got a following organically, independently. Damn. We don't need to change nothing. We need to go harder. I was ready to go to war. I was ready. Hey, we're going to go record for record. Hey, shit. Just think about everything I was doing with Q. They now doing. All the little freestyles. Yeah. They now doing that. I did that in 2009 and 10.
Yeah, hit it occurred. Because now, when I look back at it, I'm like, the song was, minus the cussing, the song was super positive, very encouraging. It was like something we never seen, and I think we were so caught up. Because back then, no disrespect to Milwaukee DJs, but if you ain't have a booty shaking song, right, they weren't fucking with you.
And that's what the thing, why we was really cautious with that record, because we didn't want that record to change his image of really who Q was. Yeah. Like, Q he'll be an E, breaking the Henry boys. You know what I'm saying? He out the Havenwood.
Yeah, he was a real spitter.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? He put in, he was a send-off. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He was out here. So, and then that's the other backstory. Like, people don't really know. I only put Q in music to make him graduate. Because I told him if he didn't go to school, he could never come to the studio.
For sure.
So my whole goal behind him was just to make sure he graduate. I ain't his daddy, but I just wanted him to graduate high school. Mm-hmm. So that was my goal. I used to go to school. Me and KB would go to his school every day to make sure he there and everything. Like, and just make sure he graduated. So that was our goal, really. You know what I'm saying?
Last thing about Q. And you've been keeping it so real, I gotta ask you this. Yeah, so, allegedly, I like to say allegedly because I don't know if it's true or not. Allegedly, you, Trey G, KB, and Q went out to LA. It was a deal on the table.
Oh, yeah.
Now, hear me out. This was a deal on the table. Everybody from Q, KB, and Trey G was in agreement, but you wasn't.
Yes.
They wanted to just buy him and take him off of y'all.
Yeah.
And obviously, we look back today, it didn't happen. So my question to you is two-part question. Why did you not do it and look back on it now? Would have did it again the same way?
Absolutely.
Knowing what you know now.
Absolutely. Now the second.
So let's start off with why you didn't agree. Because they said it was alleged back then, y'all niggas in that hotel beefing, like arguing.
Yeah,
like nigga. All you niggas, everybody in agreement.
When you know what you know, because at the end of the day.
Because for the audience, people got to understand these are real life situations. Like, because some niggas be, not them, but it's artists, man, that sign their life over for crumbs, or it's people who will give somebody up. Like, cause I remember Hurricane Chris was talking about how they was trying to buy Hey Baby from him. They feel like he didn't fit the image of the song, and he was like, hell no, I ain't selling y'all the rights to my shit. And they offered some pretty decent money. So back at the time, because they were saying they were saying like, shit, let these labels
do what they do,
and we get our cut for our finder's fee.
Yeah.
So tell me why you was just like, no.
Hell no. One, when you are working with an artist, you know that artist in and out, right? Because again, you're part of the creation, not you are the creation.
Okay.
And that'd be the fine line. No, you're not the artist. You didn't create him. You didn't make him. But you're part of that art. You're a part of that
creation.
So again, when I'm an artist development, remember I took him off the bus He had a raw talent. Again, I'm shaping the talent. I know how to record him. I know how to get the sound out. I'm a professional audio engineer. I'm not just a man. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of things that come behind me.
Mm-hmm.
And because I've been in the industry way before coming here. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, first red flag. Q is my artist, right? He's my cousin. You know what I'm saying? He signed me, right? Why Q coming to me saying, hey, bro, we going to LA tomorrow? And I don't know about it. How you taking my artist to LA and I have no clue that y'all going to LA? So now I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, we leaving tomorrow. I'm like, y'all leaving tomorrow? So I'm like, what's going on? Oh yeah, we flying out to LA tomorrow. We finna go shout out and rest in peace to my boy Curve. We finna go record with Curve. Woo, Curve is a well-known producer. He done did everybody, Alicia Keys, everybody, Bruno Mars, Chris, everybody. That's how we got that record with Bruno. So I'm like, how y'all taking my artists without me? Don't worry about it. I got paper. That's why you see me, if you go on YouTube, you go state to state with Wisconsin plates, LA edition.
Yeah, I remember that.
Look, you'll see the first thing is me and Trey G in the airport by ourselves. Where the artist at? Trey G ain't never been on a flight. He on there scared. Like, I'm scared. He on there telling you, I ain't never been on no flight. That's because I got to get out to LA and see what the hell y'all really conjuring up with Q. Because I don't know. I'm everything. My money, my resource. Nigga, this is why we here. I don't know. My artist is fucking coming to LA. So, okay, boom. Y'all make it to LA. I make it there the next day. I make it there one day behind them. I get to the studio. Boom, 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 boom. Curve. You know, they recording Q. I'm taking my back seat because I know everybody going to see, is Devon finna come over here and try to, I know what I know, but y'all ain't respecting my art. Y'all don't understand this. How the hell we get here? Y'all didn't spend no money. Y'all didn't build these multimedia companies and CD manufacturers. Did these graphics. Y'all didn't put this together. Mm-hmm. Again, me and KB are partners. You know what I'm saying? So as a partner, nigga, you supposed to talk to me and say, hey, bro, we finna go. What you think about going to? I'm supposed to know because I brought you in on this. I'm the label. So when I get there, okay, they bring out this paperwork. Okay. So y'all came out here with an agenda. I didn't know nothing about no paperwork was supposed to be presented. Why are we presenting paperwork and I didn't even know what is the paperwork? Oh, okay. So what we need to do is we need to take Q off of 3D Entertainment. We need to put him on Tone Struck, and then we're gonna make you the manager.
Because 3D Entertainment was your company,
That's
right?
my company.
Okay.
So you're gonna take me out of an ownership position and make me an employee. How you gonna take my artist, and then make me work for him as a manager? Because as a manager, you work for the artist. So how y'all just go take him from me and then so I look at the paperwork. I'm reading the paperwork and shout out again to my boy Pimpin, because Pimpin is the one that we were just talking about with Cuckoo. Yeah. He the one got Cuckoo out of his Tommy Boy deal. Okay. So I sent the paperwork to my boy. He looked over the paperwork. He said, man, fuck it. Let Q sign it if you want to. He said they ain't even got his name on that shit. So again, back in this hotel room. Everybody super excited because they see all these goddamn plaques on the wall of Curve. Don't see all this underhanded shit. So I'm like, they're like, man, we finna sign, woo. And I'm like, bro, this is not a good deal. First off, this paperwork is all trash. They ain't even got his name. They ain't got his real name on it. They ain't even spell Q right. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so many flaws in this paperwork. Nigga, you could sneeze and get out of it. So I'm like, you know what? So now I'm just taking the responsibility I got as a human. And that's to my cousin, Q. Because then the rest of these niggas just, again, yeah, they want to sell you off because, again, that's all they're looking for is a finder's fee. They're looking for some paper. They ain't caring about what happened to your career in the next 5 to 10 years. Yo, man, let's get our finder's fee and let them do. Nigga, what the fuck? This ain't no motherfucking swing.
How much was the finder fee, though?
I don't know what it was because, again,
because they said it was like, I heard it was like $250,000, 250.
Again, if those were some numbers, I've never heard them.
But that was only 3 ways, though,
they didn't even show me. I ain't show me $10. I never heard about $10 being presented to the table. So okay. 250, 100,000. I don't know where them numbers ever came from because it wasn't on that contract.
Wow.
So then so this is what I did. I stopped arguing with them niggas. I can't.
Well, it wasn't 250 because they was. I was told the information I had. I was in the hotel arguing. They was trying to buy Q from y'all. They said Q was on board, KB was on board, Trey was on board, but you wasn't. You was like, but after you just told me all that, like all the people you contacted, you not knowing that he was going, like that's the worst feeling ever. When somebody I know something and I don't know, but Q to hit you and say, "Cuz we going to LA tomorrow," you like, and when you looked over the contract, like it wasn't a good contract.
How you gonna present a contract? Give somebody one day to they ain't send it early and say go have your people. Nigga, they flew him out there because they knew he was a kid. Nigga, you took a kid out there and tried to just force his signature because now he 18. So he don't know what the fuck he looking at. You didn't even give him no time to, hey man, take this back to your people review. Nothing. Nigga, y'all tried to get him in the situation, bombard him, make him sign himself over because he grown enough. And now he's under y'all label, and now y'all got the power to go and do what y'all want to do. And y'all ain't gotta come say nothing to me now. So that was the play. And they just was mad that I saw it. Like again, I'm glad I've been in the industry and I've been through that before. So they let me recognize that. So when I see the play, I'm like.
And at that time, but you was invested financially.
Oh shit, hell yeah, I'm over 20, 30, 40, 50,000
at that time.
Yeah, at that time. Like,
so if you think about it, not to cut you off, like 250 really ain't nothing. That's like close to like 78 a piece. Let's say 80, but that still ain't. If you now they say 250 and shit, you get 175 and they bust down 75. You get 150 and they bigger with $100. But
at the end of the day, if we was gonna get 250, first off, right now it ain't no bust down. This going back into the company.
Facts.
We gotta generate something that now generates income, currency, and flow. Then we just gotta check. That's it. And now once you gotta check, that shit for me over once you spend it. We gotta create something else out of this. So I definitely would have went back into the. Again, that's what everybody thinking about. Man, how much I this ain't. It's bigger than that. It's millions out there. These niggas getting billions and billions of dollars. I say $1 million in 6 months. I see niggas getting $1 million in a week.
Yeah. Now I hear what you're saying. So I look at it two ways. I look at it like people just trying to hurry up and get a quick money grab, or not saying they said this because I don't know what they would say, but I look at the only cop out in my mind would be, man, I feel like bro they can take no farther than us right now. Let's just take the money, bro. Like we ain't got 250 or we ain't got a half a mil to keep pushing this campaign. Let's just go and tap out and you know what I mean, let these people take them further. Like that back then I could say, record deals was still like worthy of having. Independent always been a great thing, but independent comes with marketing dollars, ad dollars, all the money coming flat out your pocket. So like you say, if you don't even want to invest it, now, if you don't even want to invest in me personally, I'm like, damn, nigga, I was really gonna cut me out. So that right there would have had me, I would have been super high.
Yeah,
so,
right.
So now the hotel argument kind of seemed fair. No, for real, like I'm being open-minded. I'm playing for a special.
Think about it, man.
Like, damn, I'll be hot. You know what I'm saying? So for you to come out there, read the contract, and look at it like, you know what, I gotta do what's best for my cousin right now. Because ain't nobody thinking about his interest, because he's still a juvenile, he's still a young teenager. So really, you basically answered my question, and ain't no regrets. You know what I'm saying?
Hell no. So man, you feel, this is where I left it. I took my cousin, I said, man, if you ever feel uncomfortable with any of this, listen, I don't agree with none of it. It's whack. Hey, it is what it is. But if this is what you want, nigga, go ahead, bro. I wish you nothing but luck. But I'm finna take this flight. Damn. So if they was a 250 on the table, I ain't walking from signing it. Remember, they flew out there without me anyway. So evidently y'all didn't need me. So how about that?
Who was the label?
So that's the part we missed out. It was Tone Struck. So again, we act like we signed him directly over to Capitol Records or something. Then we signed him to another independent one. They ain't got no money. They ain't invested nothing. You know what I'm saying? They just wanted to be in the position when we went to the label that they can have the Capitol Records / Tone.
Yeah.
And not Capital / 3D.
Who was Tone Struck?
That was SKB people. That was his people out of LA. They were just some label out of there. They got a guy who's really, really well known in the industry named Stan Shepard, who's they know, but they ain't produced nothing. And again, names don't mean nothing. I don't see no work. I don't see no production. I don't see no money. Money includes, man. So again, if y'all really was gonna do something, y'all would have left a clue. It wouldn't have took all the way up until this point because we had partnered all the way in. Why y'all ain't never gave us nothing before? Y'all ain't put nothing. Y'all ain't bought no CD. Y'all ain't put no, say, hey, we got a marketing budget. None of that. All that was, y'all didn't even send me no studio. Y'all didn't say, okay, even for the bullying campaign, hey man, we want to, let me help y'all pay for the studio time. Well, y'all, luckily I owned all that. You know what I'm saying? I owned all the companies. I owned the marketing companies. I owned the manufacturing companies. I owned the video production companies. So I was able to, that's why I said we didn't need nobody. All we needed was, again, somebody who would just put us in the, you know what I'm saying, in the public eye in a major way. And that's what 106&PARK. But then that showed us, damn, we can do it ourselves even on this level because no one got us there. All we had to do was stick with it again, and then that would just led the door for all the other artists coming from the city, because now we are big enough that we are on QC in Milwaukee. Now we can put everybody on. Now we got a big industry. We got our own bag. You know what I'm saying? So that was the bigger picture of it for me. But you know.
So my question is, like, back then, I'll never forget that. Like, initially, after the 106&PARK, after the 106&PARK thing, the failed attempt at the deal or the finder's fee in LA, it, like, what happened after that deal? Because outside looking in, why it's still mutual respect there, it just seemed like all y'all with y'all separate.
Yeah,
it seemed like you, KB, Trey G, y'all all with y'all separate.
We was the man, and that just say how powerful we was together. That's just to speak that. People see that so much on the outside, man, they say how powerful we were together. And I still believe that. Like me and KB, what me and KB were able to do, like, man, it's incredible. I mean, Batman and Robin with it. But again, I'm a very integral person. I don't do anything for the money. I don't need that position or that paper that much where I'm willing to, I wouldn't do that. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I mean, I ain't saying everybody got bad morals, but they just ain't decided as mine. Okay. So what happened after that was, man, I opened up Page. I took the old Skybox. Well, it was before the Skybox. It was you know what I'm saying? Sash. And then I took it and I created the restaurant. Again, I'm a serial entrepreneur. You know, I'm not a one-trick pony, so music was my own thing. And I always had other ventures going on. Yeah. So I had my restaurant on 3rd, cracking out of there, and ended up having 4 more after that. So. Yeah, because I remember that, like, Skybox, the scene one. It was, we had another one called Wisco's. It was on the south side. And then I had Happy Days beside the Sherman Field. Okay. Man, what you do with this big ass city bus you bought, dog? This nigga, man, listen, this nigga bought a real city bus, bro. Transit bus. I was looking at this nigga like, oh, this nigga is a serial motherfucking entrepreneur, bro. With this big ass transit bus, like, listen, picture this, the same bus y'all wait on when you on your way to work. In busy street America, this nigga has this big ass bus. What be your mindset like? Cause I be feeling like your level of, first of all, your level of confidence and belief in your abilities, it need to be almost studied / congratulated. Because a lot of people don't understand that somebody like you, right? And I'm glad you're here because now I can get into my examples. I'm trying to motivate people because you know we live in a time right now. You know, if you don't wear your money, you ain't got nothing. If you don't look like money, you ain't doing nothing. And you always been a person that you never subscribe to none of the pressures of looking the part, trying to fit in, trying to dress this way, look this way, or you know these. I ain't never seen you fuck no money, like any of these. Some of this pressure that a lot of these people fall into. So my question to you is for the people that be watching, trying to understand that.
what was the mindset to have you like, I'm gonna do this my way, but I'm gonna continue to be me. Yeah, I could dress nice when I want to, I could put this on, but I'm not finna overdo nothing or come outside who I am as a person to appeal. How did that happen? Shit. Because a lot of people walk past you, bro, when you know who you is.
Yeah, glad.
That'd be the crazy thing, though. Like, nigga, I be like, bro, you never know who you talking to. And I learned this just studying Jay-Z. The richer that nigga got, the poorer he started to look. That is really the way.
Yeah, man.
So what's the mindset?
You gotta understand you don't want to make yourself a target and your own hood. Again, you know what I'm saying? Don't be around here, walking around with Thanksgiving dinner and everybody else starving. You gotta watch how you do that. Because they hungry. And only they'll come get you for that too. I'm no exception to the rule.
Yeah.
I knew how to respect the rule. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I was able to still have, but again, I'm old again. Every nigga that know me from every hood know I'm a giver though. Yeah. Man, D helped me with my, and especially when you help somebody with their dream. What's bigger than that? You help you with your dream. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's personal, that go deep. And when you help people with their dreams, again, you know what I mean, you're gonna get a lot of long-term love and everything like that. But again, a lot of times when I seen cats flossing, again, I'll say my story is, I didn't know what I wanted when I graduated high school and what I didn't want. I didn't want to trade in 2 years of balling for 10 years of jail. Shit, I was looking at the outcome. That's what really is like, okay, yeah, I can stunt right now, have all the hoes, they can buy whatever car I want, I'm going to be killing their ass for about 2 summers. Somebody gonna tell me I'm gonna be dead, jail, shot, something. Nigga, the history showing itself. Nigga, ain't never been a different pattern. So why the fuck I'm gonna think I'm gonna be different to the rule? Stop. You ain't gonna think you ain't that. Play the game right. So that's what I did. Now, but I want to show cats, and that's why, even in my corporate, I always wore my hat, is because even around the white folks, because I was one nigga around a million white folks. I'm all inside, Coles Kohler, Walt Disney, Miller, and they taking me inside of the office, but I'm the only black dude and I'm young. And I always wear my hat because I wanted them to forget what I look like, respect me for my skill. So then when you see the next nigga, you might just see him with his hat to the back, you ain't gonna judge him as fast. Because it ain't about what he look like, it's about his skill. And then when he bring his skill to the table, a hat is a hat. So don't judge me on my hat. So that's why a lot of times I was really kicking it down the door for all of us. You know what I'm saying? But they just let me go first. So I was like, and that's how I even got put out from studios. Because again, I'm kicking down the door, letting niggas in. They snitching on me at the same time, dog. They telling the white folks, Cassie ain't got the money and all this. I'm sneaking them in the middle of the night because, man, we in this multi-million-dollar recording studio. I knew what it felt like. Man, I used to dream of that shit. Like, man, one day I'm gonna be like Dr. Dre. So when this man just give me the keys to this motherfucker, bro, I'm telling you, bro, this wasn't no signed it. I'm down the hall doing some mentorship for some young kids. They building a multi-million-dollar studio down the hall. Nigga, when I'm getting done with the kids, the white man come down there and says, "You like it?" I said, "Yeah." He threw me the keys and walked away. That's how I had a multi-million-dollar studio on 62nd and Greenfield for 10 years. That's how I raised the promises. You know what I'm saying? That's how all them cats came behind me, because they was in high school. They used to come with PlayStations, making their beats on PlayStation. You know what I'm saying? So I just was kicking down the doors, letting them in, kicking down the doors, letting them in, and because again, I wanted to show them how far we could go, because we got this 10-block radius mentality, and niggas didn't know. Dog, I got a whole CD manufacturing company, right? Our shit looking like Jay-Z now instead of the Memorexes with the marker, right? Niggas didn't know the CD manufacturing company was 1 block past Brown Deer Road. We can't even manufacture. Like, I'm running a whole CD manufacturing company that's really around the corner, but niggas don't drive around that corner, so they never knew it was a CD manufacturing company right there. Because niggas like, how you getting the CDs and getting them some? Look at the company right there. I worked out a deal, nigga. They stayed in the background, but it was just, you know what I'm saying? It was just happening like that, man. But
well, you're a bad boy,
man, for real. But with the city bus, You brought up the city bus. So my mama called me in the middle of the night and said, hey, bro, it's a city bus on South 27 on a car lot. I said, Mama, you lying. She's like, nigga, it was on the news. It was on the news 3 days ago. And I'm like, okay, if it was on the news 3 days ago, it's gone. She sent me the article. I'm at 8 o'clock at night. I'm looking, I'm like, nigga, it's a whole city bus on South 27. So I call him, Arendez. 27th and Forest Home, good people. That's why I'm shouting him out. So I called. She answered the phone. She's like, I said, it's the city bus up there? She said, yeah, it's right here. I said, it worked? She said, yeah, it works fine. I said, ain't nothing wrong with it. She said, yeah. I said, if you got a working city bus up there and nothing wrong with it, take my credit card right now over the phone. I don't even need to see it. I want to buy it right now. She was like, well, we finna close. They closed. They was like, we really closing. So you the last call. I was really just picking up the phone, but we closed. And I'm like, can you just take a deposit or something? She was like, no. She was like, just come tomorrow. Ain't nobody got no deposits on it. She's like, it's been here for 3 days. She was like, just come tomorrow. I couldn't come tomorrow. Nigga, I get up out the bed. I drive all the way South 27th Street. And I had to see this bus on this lot, like with my eyes. I pull up and here it is, big ass city bus. So I get out the car, I'm looking, the lights on though. All the lights is on the bus.
Yeah.
But the car dealership lights is off. So I get out, I go look on the bus. I'm like, this motherfucker is really a bus. I see a nigga in there mopping the floor. I knock on the window. I said, he was like, because lights was out and he mopping the floor. I'm thinking he's just a janitor. He come to the door though. He was like, I said, man, I'm interested in this bus. He said, oh, you are? I said, I talked to a lady earlier, but woo. He was like, oh, I'm the owner. I said, listen. I said, you start this motherfucker up. Here's my car right now. You can run it for whatever you want. He's like, you serious? I said, yeah. He started that motherfucker up. He only wanted 7 G's for the bus, bro.
Damn.
So I came back the next morning, $7,000. He took the $3,000 deposit from me that night. Came back that morning, gave him the rest of that phone. Nigga, out. Right out that motherfucker.
Damn.
But I bought it because I didn't even know what I was going to do with it when I bought it. But again, I ended up coming up with a whole mobile entrepreneur concept. So I ended up turning it into a mobile lounge and a mobile meeting space. So I take corporate companies around. So again, while they traveling, they can have meetings, they can have food, weddings. It's really dope. Yeah, the windows come open so you can put awnings on the outside. You got tables. It's really dope. So again, I started coming up with mobile entrepreneur ideas. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, pandemic hit right now. It was during that time too. So niggas can't go inside, but we can go outside. We can drive. We can be mobile. So that's when the food truck rides come up. I'm like, yeah, nigga, put a whole restaurant on a city bus then. Nigga, let me show y'all So I'll show you the concept. But yeah, I designed the whole concept where a whole restaurant, nigga, fine dining, is on a fucking city bus. So that's what I ended up doing with the bus. And I'm actually trying to work out a deal with the city actually to give me all of the retired buses. Okay. And then I can just repurpose them for different entrepreneur dreams, barbershops, mobile, you know what I'm saying? Just a lot of different mobile concepts that we got that, you know what I'm saying? You got to give people a shot. And then what it really showed me, bro, because it went viral. I don't know if you remember the bus going viral.
I remember.
I went to 34th and Garfield, and I drove that motherfucker down 34th and Garfield and parked by the corner store. And when I was out there, some young niggas was out there like, nigga, you bought a bus? I'm like, yeah, it's ours. Like, you ain't. I'm like, yeah, it's ours. So I just let the little nigga, they wanted to shoot the video. So they started, you know, they got on top of it. And niggas, they shooting the video. So somebody down the street took a picture of these little niggas on top of the bus, put it on motherfucking Facebook, said the Kia Boys stole the city bus. Shit went viral, bro. I'm getting calls, nigga. It's going crazy on Facebook. The Milwaukee County Transit getting millions of calls about they thinking now somebody stole a bus and it's on 34th and Garfield. Nah. So it was crazy because I had to go on the post and defend it because they was like, look, young niggas, I said, no, nigga, that was my bus. And yep, and I let them young niggas, shoot a video on my shit.
Yep.
Because again, it belongs, I can do whatever, you know what I'm saying? I had to go in and start to defend mine because they'll always try to put some shit in a bad light.
Yeah,
no, nigga, the police pulled up, nigga. Nigga pulled out the title. He had to move on. It's like my car, nigga. It's mine, nigga. You can't take it, nigga. Let me get around here. So yeah, that's what I wanted to. But again, showing them that was bigger. So on the 4th of July, we put it on the middle of the street. I let them shoot fireworks off of it, and let all the kids. You know what I'm saying? So yeah,
man. Somebody I want to talk to you about because I think a lot of people forget them, and I just want to know, what was your encounters with them? If you had a relationship with them, what you remember about them the most? Lala and Kool-Aid.
Ooh, Kool-Aid was my youngin'. Man, a lot of them niggas, man, Kool-Aid used to be in my studio all the time, man.
Rest in peace, man. Kool-Aid,
man, rest in peace to Kool-Aid. Young talent. Boy, super talented. Legendary producer. Spent a lot of time with me, bro. Especially at the $1 Million recording studio. He used to come out there all the time, man, and get a lot of game from us. And he already had natural talent, so we were just helping shape him. But man, he was on the rise. Again, only thing Kool-Aid had, he was so eager for music, he just make a lot of bad deals. So meaning I remember guys calling me, and Kool-Aid was so cold, they was like, look, man, because he ain't had no equipment. They was like, look, we're going to take you to Guitar Center and let this little nigga buy whatever he want. Nigga spending, cashing out $15,000, $20,000 on studio equipment, and then the nigga don't finish the beats. So it was a lot of little encounters like that, like, man, Kool-Aid owed me some beats, nigga. I bought that Triton. I bought them Trinities. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what was out at the time.
Okay.
Tritons and shit. So they was, he had a lot of street cats who was a little upset, you know what I'm saying, about him not finishing some of his work, but nothing worth what, you know what I'm saying? Hell no, man. Nothing worth that. But he was just so full of talent. He was just ready to get to the next project. He was just happy, you know what I'm saying? He wasn't no street cat. He wasn't, it wasn't a hard bone in his body. He was just a young cat that was talented as fuck.
What about Lala? You ever met her?
I met Lala once, but never really had no
encounters with her. Because I remember when that happened when they ran, because that murder's still unsolved, right?
Yeah, I was out there.
Yeah, it was tragic, and I heard something similar to that about oil and money and stuff like that, man. But there was definitely some young legends in our town that was gone too soon. I also wanted to speak on that. Bro, man, we can down there talk forever, but we're going to have to do another part, bro.
Let's do it, go, because you ain't even touched the second half yet.
Yeah,
it's a lot.
We gotta
we do the second part again. Charge up. We do the second part at the room. We want to.
Yeah, we're going to have to, because this right here is...
We got a lot more to go.
I'm sitting here like, damn, I'm thinking like, man, it's like a segment movie, like, because there's so much history in your brain, and I be trying to get all that wisdom out. We got so much in this hour, just getting so much of that out, man. I definitely gotta tap back in.
Let's do it,
because it's like you got and I ain't gonna lie to you, kind of surprised me a little bit.
What you mean?
How just kind of raw and honest you is.
Oh shit!
Like you just 100. Like I ain't saying like I ain't think you 100, but people be kind of reserved. But you just like, I think the audience go like that.
Yeah,
they like you talking to me like they ain't here, and that's what I love about conversation. Chopping it up like they not here.
You ain't gotta put on that. This is your life.
That's what I like, bro. I'm like,
you gotta put nothing on. This happened.
Boy, you done went in. We got some good shit, bro. And I'm just like, so let me ask you this before we go. What's something right now that you kind of like wanna, like things you got going on in the making right now that people will be like, well, give me one thing that people may not know, and another thing that they need to know, which is the same thing.
Yeah. Well, one thing is I'm still being an example. I still got that same love for my people and thinking bigger than that. Even though that I moved out of the city, again, what I'm really just trying to, because I'm no different than anybody else. I'm showing that we can really do it in even a bigger way than even we doing it right now.
So you still got that love in your body.
Yeah, because we doing a lot of great things, man. To all the cats that's out there, from Steve and all the young artists that I've been watching, man. Like
grinding.
And I just really I could see where they're at, and I'm like, it can go further. And I just hope, again, we still not chasing somebody to come save us. When we can really save ourselves.
Damn, that's a gem. I hope we not chasing somebody to come save us, because we can really save ourselves, man. That's like one of the biggest gems you didn't drop so far. But I'm gonna tell you something that I'm gonna tell you as a man that I'm, and I gotta be real with myself. I'm proud of you in this sense. Overall, proud of you anyway. But one of the most biggest things that I'm proud of is that your ability to not deprive others of the help that you have, because you done been through enough bullshit with people and got the short end of the sticks of enough situations where you can really just be like, nigga, fuck all y'all. But your willingness and ability to still want to help, just even off camera, we was talking about your guy who do the credit and all that. You like, man, and it'd be like, to still have that heart, I ain't gonna say it put me to shame, but it also made me feel like, too real, bro. You can't let somebody else dictate how you rotate. You can't, oh, these people that did this to me, so fuck everybody. Because I ain't gonna lie, bro, it's so many unappreciative people, to where by the time you get to the people that appreciate what you do, you already burnt out.
Yep.
So I commend you and I respect you for that.
It ain't easy though, and I'm gonna tell you, I thank you for that, because it ain't easy. Because I had a moniker that said "Home is where the hurt is." Every time this is where they don't appreciate. They don't, again, for you to even have me on your podcast. This is the first podcast that Milwaukee has ever invited me to. Besides one more that about 5 years ago. I don't want to disrespect my people, but nobody asked me to come. Bro, a lot of these cats come from me, and a lot of these kids, my kids, like they my young G's, bro, my youngest, and they don't show me that love, bro. They don't invite me like that.
Well, let me tell you the truth. Really speaking, one of the biggest things that I wanted to do, that I had to learn, you can hide history, but you can't erase it. History gonna get spoken on these podcasts. I like the history and the origin. Like, everybody, don't get me wrong, shout out to the big interviews that I be getting that, help me in the YouTube algorithm. But I feel like how you feel about chasing. We got enough stories right here to make people want to be interested in what we got going on, instead of everybody else chasing the stories. We got the stories here. That's why on my podcast, I done had people, when I interviewed Chad Roper, they was like, man, I didn't know this. And when I interviewed Tweezy, they was like, bro, I didn't know he hung out with Tupac and Biggie. Like, I'm giving the stories. That's why I'm giving you the chance to tell a story, because people might not know. And then now they go back in their memory and start connecting dots. Like, oh, it was bro. Because you better believe the visibility is going to be there. After this, man, listen, bro. And I ain't going to lie. I ain't mad at none of y'all, but this been happening to me forever. It ain't nothing against y'all, but every time I bring a nigga on my podcast, he go on a podcast tour damn near. Everybody want to know. So that's how I be.
Everybody that contagious, man.
Everybody want to reach out to everybody. Oh, that's my man. Like, hey, bro, that's how it's funny like that, but that's just how this shit is. Like, they see you with me. Nah, here you gonna see it. Watch.
Hey,
I'm gonna see you on
this.
It
takes one DJ to break a record, though. Sometimes it take a DJ to break a record.
Boy, you got some. Bro, Devon D, man, listen, bro, you got some jills, man. We can talk all day, bro. Man. I really appreciate this one. This didn't feel like no interview.
Nah.
This feel like two brothers talking, and really getting some dialogue, man. And we gotta do part 2.
Oh yeah, sure. Y'all stay tuned for that. The world is watching. We're gonna give y'all something to see.
Believe that. Boy, love.